take the third step on the path to proof. Deliver extraordinary results. In the last module, you figured out what to do for your free work. You used that discovery process and you chunked their current situation and their desired situation and their problems into quick wins that you could help them achieve. And then you decided if you were going to do a service trial or quick win coaching, and you selected the quick win that you was most aligned with your superpower and you had the greatest strength in delivering. And in this module, we will learn how to make your free work great so that you can get them a result. And when you deliver it to them, they say, wow, this is incredible. I love this. And that feeling you get when you give someone something amazing and you get that great response, it cannot be beat. And that is what we are working for in this module. Now, only go through this if you have a free client to work for. If you don't have someone to help, keep doing the discovery flow. Keep following the networking C's of commenting and chatting to find people to network with and get on calls. And keep creating and figuring out customized solutions you can help people with until you have someone and something to deliver. On today's agenda, we will cover results, why delivering results matters, customer success, principles and practices, and implement how to take this information and apply it to your clients. You see, there are 3 outcomes of getting a free or a paid client. The first is you don't deliver on your promise. The second is you deliver on your promise. And the third is you over-deliver on your promise. This is not only true for getting a free or paid client, but it's also true for other things like creating content. When you write a hook, you are making a promise. And if you don't deliver on that promise, your audience is going to be left unsatisfied. If you deliver, they're going to be left, and if you over-deliver, they're going to love you. An educational creator death is when you make promises that you fail to fulfill. You do not want to do this. This is the worst thing you can do. When you promise someone an output, and then you don't deliver the inputs in order to fulfill that output. And that's why sometimes it's easier to just promise the input of what you're going to give them and then see what outputs come as a result, especially when you're starting out and you don't have the proof to back your outputs. Educational creator plateau, when you hit that glass ceiling that you can't quite seem to break through and reach the next level, is when you make promises that you fulfill. When someone comes to you and they get an okay experience, it's like going to a restaurant and you eat the food and you're like, yeah, my belly's full, so I'm okay, I'm happy with it, but I didn't love eating it, I didn't love the experience. I went just because I had to eat and it filled my belly, but that's all. It didn't make me sick. I didn't get food poisoning. Death is getting food poisoning. This is just, it filled my belly, but I didn't love it. And then educational creator growth, when you get that exponential growth, where everything gets easier as you go and easier as you keep building and growing, instead of getting harder, is when you make promises that you over-deliver on. And this is like when you go to a Michelin star restaurant, you get that incredible experience. The server is friendly and helpful. Your water is constantly being refilled. Maybe they give you a free appetizer and just say compliments of the chef. The chef comes out and explains where the ingredients are sourced from and shows you the meal. It's your favorite food, cooked perfectly. The steak is medium rare, not well done. And you just love the experience. You think, wow, that was amazing. That was my Michelin star birthday dinner experience. And that is what you want to provide to people. You want to be a Michelin star creator. Nelson Boswell says, always give people more than what they expect to get. And if you do this, everything you want will come your way. And as we know, results equal, if you can get people results, you will get a future client. Those people will want to continue working with you. You will get referrals. If they come across other people who could benefit from you, they will refer them to you. And that is when you get that exponential growth, because instead of getting one client and it equaling one client, you get one client and it equals a second, and that second equals a third, and that third equals a fourth. And that's when you get that exponential easy growth where you don't have to pay for marketing because your business is growing all on its own. And the third is you get the case study, you get the proof, which becomes the marketing material for your content, your offers, your communities, your about pages, your landing pages, your websites, your emails, everything. you can bake that into everything you create, and it just answers that question, why should I listen to you? And one client has the power to change your life. Take a moment and just soak this in, because it is so, so true. And I can say that because one client changed my life. If you came to Aiden a couple years ago when he was in college, working a full-time job as a warehouse manager, studying, playing soccer before he got Crohn's disease and was sick, and you told him, hey, someday you're going to be flying halfway across the world to London and taking a train down the beautiful English countryside into Bath, where you've never been before, to meet some guy you met on the internet, who you started working with, who you networked with, who you discovered his current situation, his desire, and his problems, who you started helping him for free. You just helped him, and then you see guys started working together as a result, and you're someday going to fly out there and meet him in person, and not only is it going to be fun, but you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to work hard, and you're going to get things done, and you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be your dream situation. For myself, I would have thought I was crazy. I'd be like, are you crazy? I'm like studying business marketing, and also I was studying computer science at the time. I'm like, I'm working to get a job here. I would have no idea. But that one interaction, that one comment I saw, which led to the DM I sent, which led to the free work I did, literally changed my life, where now my whole life revolves around this community and Synthesizer. And that would never have happened without getting started, following this process that we are literally outlining step by step by step for you, and getting a free client. A satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. That is what we are working for here. So let's talk about the principles and practices to make this happen. Everyone teaches tactics on how to get clients, but very few teach how to deliver outstanding results. And this is funny because results is really the cornerstone of it all. If you can get someone results, that is the gateway to more clients and more success. And if you get one client and they stay with you your whole life, theoretically, then you don't really need to get much more. If one's churning out every month because they don't like your experience, every month you have to sell someone. It becomes way harder to grow. You're fighting against the current. But when you deliver results, the current is pushing you forward, and you can kind of just coast and sit back in your little tube and enjoy the sun and the experience. Customer success is made up of two pieces: the pre-delivery and the post-delivery. Pre-delivery is the work you do before you give anything to the client, and the post-delivery is the work you do after you have delivered something, after you have given free work, and when you continue to fulfill so that their experience is still amazing. It's like the waiter comes to your table and in the pre-delivery chats with you and helps you and takes your order, and then they deliver you the food. That is the service. And then in the post-delivery, they come around and they check if everything's all right. They refill your water. They get you another drink. And maybe they ask you what you want for dessert. That is after you've eaten, the post-delivery. But both pieces are a very big part of the entire concept of delivering. And you cannot ignore one or the other. If you just give them the food and then ignore them and don't, then they're never going to pay the bill. And if you only come after, and your pre-delivery isn't good, the food's not very good, they're not going to tip you either because they didn't like the food. So both are crucial. Jim Rohn says one customer well taken care of could be more valuable than $10,000 worth of advertising. And I'd even argue that one customer could be worth more than $10,000 worth of advertising. And that is that return on time you are getting from this. Like I mentioned before, pre-delivery is making it great before you give it to them. This is when you're building your free work, when you're creating your offer, when you're making that Google Doc, when you're writing the threads, when you're doing the nutrition audit, when you're creating the SWOT analysis of their YouTube or whatever it may be. It's you're making it great before you even hand it off to them and say, here's a present for you. The first principle of pre-delivery is the promise, and it's making promises you can keep. Be reasonable, not unreasonable. And that's funny to say because most people teach you to make these extravagant promises in your offers. But if you fail to deliver on it, that doesn't mean shit. So make offers you know you can keep. And you can still make them very attractive, but be reasonable in what you can fulfill. Know yourself and promise inputs, not outputs. Second principle is attention to detail. The higher quality you put out, the higher quality you will receive. And those little details, the things that other people miss, like maybe the font size, or the color, or the loom, or the words you used, or the way you address them, those little principles and those attention to detail, they show that you care, and they show that you are a person of quality, and you want to be a creator of quality, because the higher quality you put out, the higher quality you will receive. So always pay attention to the little details and make sure that everything is up to an incredible standard. Have high standards for your work. And the easiest way to do this is just increase your standard. If your current standard is wherever it is now, let's say it's here, raise the bar to here and say, now I'm a person who provides an even higher quality experience. Excuse me. Principle 3, less is more. Don't do it all. Be specific and do one small thing great. This means that if that person had the desired situation of 100,000 YouTube subscribers, you are not going to do the competitor analysis, do the audit of their account, ideate the idea for them, create the thumbnail and the title, write the script, build it out, film it for them, record it for them, edit it for them, post it on their channel, and then continue to grow their account. And then create their offer, create their landing page for their website, build their school community, create their paid school community on the back end, create their high ticket program, deliver it for them, sell it for them, set appointments for them. You're not doing it all. You want to take one thing of the whole big pillar of the person and of their desires and deliver that one thing. Because like we talked about in the discovery module, everybody has multiple desires and they all have different desires to different levels of intensity. If you try and help them with all their desires, you will fail. You can't help them get more fit, improve their productivity, overcome their addictions, build their funnels, create their content, come up with their ideas, film and record and get better at speaking and all these things. No, pick one that we talked about and customize, one quick win, and do that one thing to an incredible high level. And then more doors will open where maybe you can help with one more thing. And you just add it on one thing at a time, but you start with one thing. And that also contributes to less overwhelm. If you do too much for someone, they're going to be overwhelmed. If you give someone a 300-day daily challenge coaching program, they're going to be overwhelmed. They don't want to follow that. But if you start with 1 day or a 5-day challenge or something like that, it is easy to follow. It's less overwhelming. It's specific, and it will help them get a quick win, that quick result, which is what you're after. Less is more. Principle 4 is to shock them. Do what is unreasonable and give what they will be shocked to receive. You want them to see it and go, holy shit, this guy did this for me for free? I've paid people for less than that. I have literally spent money and received less. I've gone to a different restaurant and spent twice as much and received a worse experience and worse food. I'm going to keep coming back here because I love it here. You need to shock them. Give what they will be shocked to receive. And one way to do this is just ask, how can I provide more? How can I do the unscalable work? What if I was in their shoes, what would I really wish to receive from myself that would really help me? And do that. Do what is unreasonable. Principle 5 is the idea of time. If you want to make something good and improve the quality, if you want to shock them more, if you want to make a better promise then fulfill it better, the easiest way to do that is to just spend more time on it. And this is something Kirby taught me very early on in our relationship, is that if you want to make something better, spend more time on it. And I remember he asked me a question when we were working on a project together. He asked me, if you had an extra day or two, what would you change? What would you make better? And we were trying to ship something on a Friday, and he asked me that. I'm like, you know what? I probably would go back and maybe change this or that, or maybe improve the wording here, make this more concise or something like that. And we were working on this for a while together. And he's like, all right, let's do it. let's take the time. We don't need to ship it today. Let's take the time and make it better. And that really drilled home the lesson that if you want to make something good, if you want to stand out from the competition, the easiest way to do that is to simply spend more time on it than others are willing to do. And as you get better, as you develop your skills, you have to spend less and less time to reach that same level and higher bar of quality. At first, it might take you a very long time to write one good thing or to create one good nutrition audit. But if you do it again and you keep noticing patterns that more people want help with this thing, you keep doing it, you might notice what used to take you 5 hours now takes you 1. What used to take you a week now takes you 1 day. It can be simple as that. The more time you spend, the better your skills, the faster you will be. And the sixth principle is the idea of convenience. The more of the workload you take off their shoulders and the less time and effort is required by them, the more valuable the solution is. And the first pillar of this is you want the solution you provide to not require extra work from them. You don't want to give them something that requires them to do all this work. Like if you're doing a nutrition audit for them and you say, hey, you need to fill in this graph, you need to track every single thing you're eating, then you need to track your weight and analyze your macros, and then you need to do this and this and this. They're like, fuck, excuse my French. That is incredibly hard. That is tough. I don't want to do that. And they're not even going to take your solution. But if you make it easy and simple and efficient, then that solution is going to be easier. So think about how can you make the solution easier, and then how can you improve the convenience of it so that there's less time and effort required by them and it's more easy to just take the solution and use it. Little summary wrap up. The pre-delivery principles are the promise, the attention to detail, less is more, shock them, time, and convenience. The secret of success is to do the common thing uncommonly well. We are not charting brand new territory here. Everything you're trying to do has been walked before. All we're trying to do is help people and maybe get paid a little bit of recompense for it. That is why we are here. People have done it before. It is not uncommon. You just need to do these common things uncommonly well. Post-delivery is at the end. Now making sure they get the result and making sure their experience is good from start to finish and that you continue to show up for them. The first principle is active, the idea of being active versus passive. You see, some people are very passive. They wait for opportunities to come their way to do something. They wait for someone to tell them to do something in order to do it. If there's an edit that needs to be done, they wait to be told to edit it. They wait to be told to do this next form of work. They wait to be told to do more to help. They don't seize initiative. But the people who get that exponential growth, they seize initiative. They don't wait for a response to provide more. They find new ways to help, and they do it too, and they provide it too. They find new opportunities, and they seize that initiative. They see new opportunities, and they do it. They seize the initiative, and they act. They don't wait, they act, and that is what you want to be. That is who you want to be. You want to be someone who is active, who is an actor, who does things and doesn't just wait around waiting to be told to do something. That is how you stay an employee when you're passive, when you only do what you're told. And the way you become an entrepreneur is when you're active and you find things to do, and you find initiative to make things better and to provide a better experience. The second principle is accountability. You need to hold them to their commitments and inspire, don't overwhelm. Now, this is true for both quick win coaching and service trials. Done for you, do it yourself, everything. Their accountability is for each piece of the puzzle. Let's say you're doing a service. You still need to hold them accountable. If you're editing their video, you need to hold them accountable that they check the edits and that they confirm or deny and that they give you feedback and that they post it and that they get started on the next video. You need to hold them to their commitments as well so that they keep growing and giving you more opportunities and also keep winning, which they will then associate with you. And with quick win coaching, you need to also hold them to their commitments to an even higher level, because it tends to be the people behind you who need your coaching help need even more accountability to get to where you are too. And one key of accountability is to inspire, not overwhelm them. You are inspirational, you are helpful, you are positive, you're not negative, don't overwhelm them. follow that rule of less is more continued through the accountability. The third principle is speed. Respond quickly and work efficiently. I still remember when I met Kirby, I was playing some soccer at the time and playing some sports, and I was about to head out to a practice, and he sent me a message and he mentioned something, and I got an idea for it. I'm like, oh, I could provide something here. And before I went out the door, I ran back to my computer and I sat down. I spent the next 2 hours, I skipped the practice. I spent the next 2 hours creating this new thing and delivering it to him, and then I sent it to him that same night before I went to bed. And he was like, wow, that was fast. Like, thank you. I really appreciate that. And that was valuable because there was speed there. But I also mentioned the word efficiently here on purpose, because with that principle of quality, you need to create things high quality. And if it takes a little extra time, that is okay. So you want to work efficiently, use your time efficiently, and provide as quick work as is reasonable to do so to keep that incredibly high bar of quality. Principle 4 is the idea of tough love. You need to be honest, you need to find their weaknesses, and you need to help them overcome it. You don't need to give them what they want, you have to give them what they need. And this is most true for coaching. This is most true when you're doing quick win coaching. If you find problems that you need to help them overcome, you need to help them recognize those problems in order to overcome them. You first need to label them in order to overcome them. So if you are just being the nice guy and telling them what they want to hear, they likely will never get the result. And they might enjoy it in the moment, be like, oh yeah, it makes me feel good. But they're not going to get the result. And they will always appreciate a result and honesty over dishonesty and no result. So find the weaknesses and help them overcome it. And this is also true for yourself. You need to look internally and be honest with yourself. Where are your weaknesses? Where can you improve? And then overcome them as well. And one thing I always like to do with my clients is I'd send them a monthly checkup, a little review. We'd either get on a call if they wanted to, I'd give them an option, or it would be a form review or something like that, where they gave me some feedback, some tough love and ways to improve so that I could also level up and continue to deliver a better experience alongside them. So tough love to the person you're working with and tough love with yourself. The fifth idea is the idea of positive reinforcement. Remind them of their wins and create an identity for them of what you want to see more of. There are two pillars here as well for both quick win coaching and service trials. Let's say you are writing those Twitter threads or you are helping them with the fitness coaching and they lose a couple pounds. You need to send them a congratulations. Wow, congrats, you did amazing. You lost 3 pounds already, you are crushing it. And then create the identity where you say, you are someone who takes action. That's why I love working with you. You are someone who does the work and follows the principles. That's why I love working with you. You're great. You're going to lose so many more pounds. You're creating that identity for them of an action taker. That's what you want to see more of, so you create that identity for them. You reinforce it. And with that service trial, if you were, say, doing the writing, you could remind them of their wins. If a post performs well that you guys worked on together, you can send it to them and say, wow, look how well this performed. Look how many link clicks it drove. Look how much traffic we generated. This was such a good idea. You did amazing writing this hook here. Like, wow, you're a great writer. You're good at this. Remind them of their wins. Positive reinforce all the good things that are happening. Keep bringing it up, reminding them. We need lots of reminders, otherwise we'll forget things. And that will improve the experience and help them understand where they came from and where they're working towards, and all associate all those quick wins more deeply with you and also get more of them. In summary, the 5 post-delivery success principles are: be active, not passive. Hold them accountable and also hold yourself accountable, right? You need to also deliver. Speed, respond quickly and work efficiently. Tough love, give them tough love and give yourself tough love. And then positive reinforcement, remind them of their wins. Let's talk about how to apply these principles to your clients and actually build it and deliver it. The end goal of this module is to deliver the free work to the client, and then you can be in the post-delivery phase where you continue to help. So last module, you picked that quick win, and now it's time to build and deliver that quick win if you haven't already. And if you have, all you need to do is just evaluate the quick win and make sure it follows these principles, which we will give you a checklist for at the end here, which you can literally just go through in 2 seconds and get everything you need, and make sure that that quick win is to the standard you need to deliver a result. Reminder, less is more. Remove everything that doesn't contribute to the end goal. If you can take it away and they could still get the result, take it away. Even if it looks pretty, take it away. Less is more. Your first step is just to create it if you haven't done that already. If you're doing a service trial, go do the work. Go edit the thumbnails. Go create the titles. Go write the thing. Go do the audit. Go do the work. And then if you're doing a quick win coaching, go build the coaching. If you're doing a audit, if you're doing a 5-day challenge, build it out and present it to them. Only get on another call to go through the free work if you need to. Reminder, convenience is king. A lot of people think they need to present things on a call and do the coaching on a call, but if you can get them the result and help them without getting on a call, they will appreciate that because it takes up less of their time, and convenience is king, therefore it's more valuable. The simplest presentation you can do that I have used, that Kirby has used continuously, and he said this is the easiest and best way to deliver it, is to just put it in a Google Doc or a Notion file or whatever else you use. Again, the formatting doesn't matter, it's what's inside that matters and the ease of understanding, and then walk through it with a loom. That is the simplest way. When people do this for me, I even remember someone in this community, I mentioned a problem to him and he created this doc for me, walking me through this bit of a productivity routine that I mentioned I was interested in optimizing for. And he created it for me. He gave me the theory behind it. He gave me action steps, just sent it to me and recorded a loom with it. And that was incredibly valuable for me. That was incredibly valuable. And you can provide that value too in this simple manner. Step 2 is to deliver it. Go and give it to them. You can say something like this: hey, name, really enjoyed our conversation last date. I know you had the problem, so I created a solution to help you get desired situation. Let me know what you think. And if you tracked everything, if you're following the checklist that we have given you, you will have their their desired situation tracked. You will have their problems tracked, and you will have the idea of the quick win. And if it's a service trial, quick win coaching tracked, so you can literally copy and paste it into this. One example is, hey Kirby, really enjoyed our conversation last Monday. I know you're a super busy problem, so I created a service trial, a SWOT analysis of your account to help you get desired situation of start growing and creating on Twitter more consistently. Let me know what you think. Link to the doc with the loom. Send it to them. Done. And every time you do this process and do the free work, you build your skills. The greater your skills, the greater results you can get people, and the more lucratively you will be paid. You receive what you put out. So go follow the action item below. We have checklists for you. We have information that makes this very easy to implement. Use it. It's an incredible resource that makes this whole system easier. Follow the action item below, and I will see you in the next module.